Hello, coming at you, me, coming with barely any makeup and my hair is not done because this has been causing a lot of strife in my life, okay? Growing up, my mother had a Santa Claus collection. I'm talking hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of vintage Santa Claus, this of which was a part of it. See, the sandwiches? Yeah, I'm hungry. See, the Santas were always like a little bit creepy to me. I love them. I love setting them out, but there was a weird energy about them. And how do you really narrow it down between like 2,000 Santa Clauses? Fast forward a couple years ago, my mom decides I'm not doing the Santas anymore. I want you and Joel to split up the collection and keep them yourself, okay? So my brother and I choose. He chooses one, I choose one. He chooses one, I choose one. I'm weird, so I chose these ones. This is one, okay, right? I didn't put the collection out at all. I've had the collection for maybe 5 years, and this is the first year that I took it out in my new house to set up some of my mom's Santa Clauses. The day that I am setting up the Santa Clauses, my dog gets sick. My dog keeps being sick, and then we find out that he has eaten something that he shouldn't have. Now, fun thing, what did he get that day? Just this Santa. There was nothing on this Santa. This is what he looked like. Now, the weird thing is I took the Santa away from him and I put it up on top of the fireplace where it can't get away, sitting flat like this. Nothing can move it, right? So this Santa Claus has found its way all around my house and not on the floor like a dog moved it, but here we are over here. Now here we are on the counter. Now here we are on the bar, but not ever on the cameras, of course, of course, of course. Then a really weird thing happened. So long story short, there was a dog. It was very, very sick. The people couldn't afford its surgery. I know, times are tough. I decided I want to save this dog. I want to try and save this dog. So I drive, I pay for the surgery. The next day, I'm walking down the stairs. I look over at this, back on top of the fireplace, like this. I'm walking down and it goes, ah! What? 15 minutes later, I get a ding on my phone. The dog that we were trying to help had passed away. So the thing about this is this doesn't give me bad vibes at all. I haven't taken any time to sit down with it or try to get a feeling off of it. I haven't done any of that, okay? At all. So it's causing a lot of strife in my life because I was getting ready today and I heard this. Let me recreate the sound for you. I'm in the bathroom. I'm thinking one of my dogs has something. I know they have something. I look out, they're all in the bed. I go out in the living room, on the floor. And like, even if it bounced, okay? Listen, down. This was like, it was creeping. It was creeping along the floor. So I'm here with you, and we are going to figure out what is inside the Santa. I think I might try and connect with it, but first, we're gonna do some preliminary examining. First up, temperature gun. All right, face, 70. Hand, 70. Hat, 70. Gut, 74. I was holding your back, so your back must be pretty warm. 74. Okay. Temperature is done. Now we do something silly. We ask the 8-ball. Is this item haunted? Can you show me yourself, please? It just keeps going on the angle. Are you doing this? Better not tell you now. Holy Spirit, activate. Holy Spirit, activate. All right, I want to try the REM pod. Excuse me, there is no battery. Okay, this is getting a little weird because nobody comes out here other than me. Okay, I'm gonna stick you here on this REM pod and we're gonna use the EVP reader, okay? Look at you there. You're looking so handsome. That was the first one, not a him. Her. EVP. Here we go. Is there someone inside of the Santa Claus? Let me put it down for you. Are you evil? Are you kind? Okay. Do you have a name? I'm getting things. I've never really done with an item before on camera, but I feel the urge to hug it really hard. Something that you've seen me do with Chris, you've seen me do with Sam and Colby is I get things in my head like a movie. And I've touched other objects and stuff. Sometimes I don't because I feel very careful with my energy, right? I don't like to tap into things that could potentially be evil, but there's no evil feelings here, but oh my God. I'm getting full pins and needles in my hands and my face. Okay, hold on. It's a woman. The picture that I have right now in a chair beside a fireplace. She's doing knit type work. She has lived her life very much as she always has, very routine. It's the late 70s or the early 80s, but she's still like in the 60s. Her hair is done in the 60s. She is about, I'd say 64. She's not all gray. She has mousy brown hair. She's tall, slim. Her husband is gone when she was younger. Kids were boy and girl. Kids were around 6 and 8. I don't know if he died or left. She left. He's gone. A new family possibly. She's quiet, married young. Whole house is like a time capsule. She doesn't like things out of place. Her kids don't visit. The only time the house changes is Christmas, because that's when everyone was happiest. Her kids get frustrated with her because she loves them, but she's not touchy. She doesn't have a social life. I think what this is now, Sheeran now, should be on the spectrum, I would say. Like, I'm watching her life. I'm seeing her running on a very strict schedule, very overwhelmed when things are changed. Her closet. She uses a lot of the same of everything. Shows her sleeping flat on her back all the time. Kids call. They're not like it's not a warm family, but she loved Christmas. She passed away in her chair. Ooh, I seen her there for a while. She used to go to church, but everyone she went to church with kind of died. She was the youngest. And then the congregation collapsed. They stopped going. Do you have a name? Abigail? That doesn't feel like her name, but that's one. M? I feel the need to hug her really hard. 64. That's young. That's when she died. Ben, is that your son? Sorry. Thank you. I get the vibe that she actually really likes being inside this and doesn't really plan to go anywhere. I think her children are still alive. Older. Obviously, it would make sense. I don't think she likes being out of the box or wants stability. We're gonna do something different. We're gonna break out the Alice box because I feel like I'm getting so much from you. I don't know if this is gonna work. But one thing that I really love is to have my stories validated. I got M for a name, like it's a name with an M or Abigail, an M name, or Clara. I'm so connected right now, and I'm not a huge fan, but I want to get through this. And you have a nice spirit. Doesn't feel trickstery at all. I feel like my mom collected all these from antique malls and mainly garage sales for the most part. So let's see. Thank you so much for telling me your story. I would love you to tell me anything that validates what I saw. I think that would be really interesting. Like I said, you were someone who was really into routine. You didn't have any pets. Your husband either knew family or I think maybe you guys, he was kind of physical. You really liked to do needlework. I don't know if it's knitting. I don't know if it was sewing. I could just see, I was overlooking her shoulder, and it comes in clips and pieces. You had 2 children, a boy and a girl. I don't know who was older. I can't tell because I feel like I saw them at different points in their life. You had brown hair to your shoulders. It was naturally straight, but a little frizzy. You didn't...
Center.
We can do that. I'm getting so many things. I just want you to validate, just to see if I'm on the right path, because I want to make sure that I get you to the right place. Can you tell me your name by chance? Your husband's name? Your husband, I feel, could be, it's such a blank thing. I can see him in my head.
Clockwise.
I just feel so strongly that nowadays... even now it's harder to diagnose women with autism, and it's a touchy subject to talk about, but I really feel like now she would be deemed, if she were alive now or grown up now, that she would be autistic, and not even on the side of obviously, how can I even explain it? Lived, was able to live on their own and every, all those great, wonderful things. I just mean, there's just a definite air about her. I say this because I have an autistic uncle, and I know how to navigate that world, and I feel like she would kind of fall on the same level. I can't see any interests that were hers other than a lot of handwork, creating things like needlework or knitting or sewing.
Found.
Well, see, that's the one thing too that I saw was that she did pass away in her chair. I just saw her head go down, and then it was as if time sped up around her, and she just kind of turned gray, but the Christmas stuff was kind of up and around. I didn't see the Santa exactly. I could tell it was Christmas. I would really love to know your name. I got M, C, and A, and I know those are kind of generic, but I got Abigail or Claire, or there's something like Mama, an M into a soft letter, obviously. But yeah, you were probably about 5'11". You're tall, and you were slim, but you had osteoporosis where you were very leaned. Her shoulders came up high and were very rounded, and you had, I want to say brown eyes. I can't really tell though. You didn't wear glasses. You wore a lot of the exact same outfit. You didn't like to really go out and do things. You didn't update on technology at all. To be quite honest, I don't know if she had a television in that room or if it was more of a radio. I think you passed away in the late 70s, early 80s. 82 really comes into my mind quite a lot.
Soak.
Were you a fan of baths? My brain, just because I It makes me think of soaking and Mormon people. Don't Google that. Don't. That's where you did go to a church. I saw that.
Lunch.
Did you go to the church luncheons? Was that something that you used to do? It would mean so much to me. I went English there. If you could validate a bit of the story, I feel so connected to her. I feel like I'm getting the answers. I feel like I almost like want to speak as if I'm answering, but I love to have this box here as validation because you guys don't know if I'm making stuff up, or sometimes even I don't know if I'm making stuff up because I see things in my head and they play out like a movie and it's like, am I creating this movie that I'm seeing? I also have the infinity deck. So if we can't get anything from the Alice box, I feel like it would be really interesting to see what you and I could get from the infinity deck. Esther? No. Eunice?
Fireplace.
So as you guys know, she was in the chair, like I said, knitting by a fireplace. The picture that I have right now in a chair beside a fireplace. So that makes sense. That was where you passed away, was in that chair. What I see is, where's also a fireplace over there. It was like the fireplace, and then there were two chairs set kind of facing away, stockings type thing, and that's where her needlework was. She had the basket beside her full of stuff, so that's really nice. Or what is your name? I would love to know your name. Anything that we could validate about your life would be very interesting. I feel really connected to her. She's very warm but very disconnected.
Copy.
Was that what needlepoint, like, did you like to remake things? I'm gonna do one more word here on the Alice box, and then I think what would do better between you and I is the infinity deck, because I feel like I'm getting more answers in my head. Like, I feel like I'm not remembering my own memories.
Difficult.
The Alice box is difficult. See, that would make sense. I am reading you loud and clear. What we're going to do is we're going to do the infinity deck. So I'm going to set her up and I'm going to set up the deck, but I'm going to show her. I want to make it easy, and then you're going to help me choose which ones. Okay? All right. So I'm going to show you guys and I'm going to show her. All right, I'm just going to give these a shuffle. King. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 questions. Hello, camera turning on. Did you hear that? Is your name Marion? Okay, Marion. Did your husband leave you to start a new family, or like he had an affair and then left and really didn't have anything to do with your little family after? Whew. Okay. Did you choose this vessel for a particular reason? Sorry, I'm not getting indigestion from you. Did you like being in the box all the time? Ask again. Do you like living in the box? Okay, let me rephrase that. Would you prefer a life where you're out of the box all the time? That's a marker. Nothing is... I'm gonna turn the camera. I want you guys to see that there's nothing over here. What fell is that marker off the top. That's a space that the stuff that's been on there's been on there for 5 months. Are you able to physically move things around you quite a lot? Do you want to be in a home out all year? There's a lot of noise. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little spooked. Do you get frustrated quite aggressively when things don't go your way? Do you have any hate in your heart whatsoever? I'm gonna ask you one last question. Did you know when that dog passed away the other day, and that's why you fell off? Because you've been so connected to us? Well, thank you very much, Marion. It's been very nice to meet you. I think that you have a lot more energy than I expected and than I thought. And I want to say thank you so much for spending time. Oh, I did forget one last question. I have one more question. I told a story on which I thought of your life, and I pictured your life. Was that whole entire story true? And then you had been alone in your house for a little while after you passed away? I think we're gonna find you a really good home. I'm gonna be quite honest. I feel like Marion here would do well in a home that's calm, with maybe no young kids running around. Maybe could live somewhere on a shelf, just kind of existing and being a part of the family. I think it could be pretty interesting. Thank you so much for being part of this today. Things always happen when I do these, and it's quite spooky. It really is quite spooky. It blows my mind what the supernatural world can be and do all the time. And I just want to say thank you to you guys for being a part of it with me, because I honestly don't think I could do it without you guys. Jumping back into paranormal stuff has been really crazy, because for a while I've taken breaks throughout my life, but recently I had really bad anxiety, and I just feel like she needs to be held. I hope there's someone out there who can give Marion a good home. eBay, as usual. Like I said, I always like to say I don't like being responsible for haunted things, because I have so much energy in my life that I'm trying to balance, and I don't want to feel like I'm not giving them my all. So thank you so much to everyone who is watching this today, and until next time, stay spooky. I've had some email requests asking me to do some more haunted items, so I have some being mailed my way, and I think that you'll find that very interesting. But until next time, take care of yourself, okay? And stay spooky.